A technical overview. The tech sheet is located on the left side in the back of the range. The technical data sheet will hold all your schematics and the error codes and diagnostic codes. It's a universal data sheet that's used on our freestanding ranges and our double wall ovens. The warranty is a 1-year warranty and a 5-year limited warranty on the glass cooktop. In this segment, we're going to go over the component access differences on this range. Let's go ahead and start with the door removal. First thing you need to do is you need to open up the door. Then you'll have to go ahead and pull your door stop clips down on the left side and on the right side. Hold it firmly on both sides and lift the door up. Lift it up and take it out of the way, putting it on a protective surface. Another difference is going to be the control panel removal. What you need to do is you'll have to go ahead and remove the 2 lower screws that we have down over here. Once you have pulled off all the necessary screws, pull out on the bottom of the control panel and down, and then remove these connections and set it aside. To access the components in the control panel, you have your selector switch potentiometer, you have your temperature selector potentiometer, you have your gauge, and then you have your display, and then you also have your control panel. The control panel could be removed by removing these 2 screws. The control panel will lift up. At that point, if you need to remove the display board, you can go ahead and remove these 2 screws. Remove the ribbons. And the display board can be lifted up and out of the way. To remove the analog temperature gauge, you go ahead and remove the 2 screws that secure it in place. And then the gauge will lift out. To remove either one of the potentiometers, you'll have to go ahead and first remove the 3 screws that would have been behind the selector knob. And the 3 screws that would have been behind the temperature knob. What you'll need to do is lift up the control panel out of the way, then get a 1/2-inch socket and remove the nut securing the potentiometer in place. Okay, and the potentiometer comes out. You do this for either potentiometer. The valves and the switches are the same that we have on current models today. When reinstalling the control panel, make sure that the wires do not get pinched in this area here. So you have to go ahead and roll it up into the guides in the front. And make sure that the wires are not pinched underneath. Slide into place. Put the screws back in place. Accessing the broil element, the convection fan, or the head and bake element is the same as on current product. To access the components on the rear of the access panel, you remove the access panel. You can then go ahead and access the transformer, power relay board, convection fan motor, convection connections for the element, connections for the bake element, connections for the broil element, triac board for the convection fan, resettable high limit thermostat, your oven sensor, your light connections. One note, you will not have to access the back panel to go ahead and remove the connection for the sensor, as it can be pulled up through the front of the unit. And the other major component that we have is a spark module, which is located on the upper right-hand section once the top is removed. Whenever you replace any components in the control panel, you'll need to go ahead and do an oven calibration. Let's say, for instance, you put the oven up to 350. Even though I'm set at 350, it's at 375. You'll need to calibrate by first turning off the power to the appliance, and then place all the knobs in the off position, reapply energy to the range, and you'll see a flashing 12 and a power failure. At that point, you'll need to go ahead and press and hold the timer and the probe keys down, and this will put you into the service mode. Once you have entered the service mode, you will go ahead and you will turn the temperature knob to exactly 200, and then you will press and hold the convection convert key until it beeps. The gauge should automatically move to the 200 spot, but if you need to do any fine tuning, you can press the slew keys up and down to calibrate it. Then, at that point, you'll need to go ahead and press any other key besides the convection convert key. Then you'll need to go ahead and turn your temperature knob to 500. Then you will press the oven light key till it beeps. And then you will go ahead and adjust the gauge by pressing up and down the temperature slew keys. At that point, you'll press any other button except for the oven light key to go ahead and enter the programming in. Once you do that, you want to go ahead and turn your knob, your temperature knob, to desired temperatures and make sure that you are calibrated correctly. If you're not, you will need to redo these steps again. Turn your knob off, unplug the unit, and then your calibration is set. And this will conclude our technical overview.